Thought I would make something a little bit different of a video, and I'll show you how, guys, how I find really cheap ham radios, like real cheap. A couple of times I've gotten some that people contacted me, but usually for the most part, I just go on Craigslist and OfferUp. But what I'll do is I'll go over to I normally do this from a phone, but I'll go the for sale. I'll make sure that I'm clicked on all for sale, because a lot of times people miscategorize it. So what happens is when you do all for sale, let's say somebody misspells Yesu or something, and nobody sees that ad that's searching or whatever, or they don't use the keyword ham radio or amateur radio in that ad. So we'll go type here ham radio. So let's just say somebody didn't list it under ham radio, right? Well, it won't be on there. So we've got these ones here. Here's an FTDX 3000 for $1,200 in Sun City. Here is, we got here TS 520, $500 with a MC60 or D104, your choice. Anyway, I'll usually just go in here, and also another thing I'll do to try and pull up stuff is where they are really trying to promote this magazine, the Radio Club of Tacoma. It's like, dude, we're not in Tacoma. We don't really care. God damn, these people are nuts. They want $150 for Bofang. So most of the prices in here aren't going to be that good. You're just gonna. What I do is I just get on here. I check it every couple of days or so. We have this CB dipshit here that always posts spam ads for D104s, and then he paints them and they look like crap. So that's all there is for ham radio. Okay, so now you go in here and you change it to amateur. Okay, now you can see we're seeing some different stuff now. Nothing that we care about, but different stuff. There's parts of a Hustler antenna. And usually, here's the thing. If you see something that says ham CB radios, just keep moving. Okay? If you see a radio that's on 27 megahertz, just keep moving. Don't waste your time. And I'm not saying that to be mean to the CB guys, but there's just too many cases where that's going to be a radio that's been screwed with. So you get a Zygo G90 for $350 right here, which I think they're like $450 right now. And it says it's a tool. This is a good deal. G90 had a cooling fan bracket, 20 and 40 meter ham sticks, and the digital interface for sale as well. Well, it comes with a digital interface. Posted about a month ago. So usually, if I'm not crazy about it and I just like whatever, I'll just offer them $300. And they'll probably say no, but sometimes they'll say yes. Lots of people think these Bofangs are $50. I'm like, I don't understand. They're like, oh, it's unlocked. Like, so the problem is a bunch of these preppers have been buying Bofangs and they heard that they were all locked and they didn't realize like they're super easy to unlock. And so they think they have these older ones that are worth something. It's nuts. Okay, so you can see that's all we're seeing here for this area. So now we'll go in here and we'll type in ICOM. And now we see we get some different results. Here we go. So we've found our first deal. Here is an ICOM 761 for $250. It's almost all the way down by the border. It's in Green Valley, Arizona. I had one of these. I actually had thought about for a minute about getting it, but money's kind of tight, and I hate this guy. Whoever posts these can go fuck off. 5150 nutball. Yep. This person would post this thing over and over and over and over and over and over, and it used to be that you couldn't get rid of it. And the same person that posts that one posts this one and some other ones and some audio ones with a different phone number. It's a homemade phone number. It's like a voice over IP number. They picked it. But if they picked 5150, well, that tells you a lot right there. They're nuts. They think it's cool to be crazy. Anyway, so by typing icon, we pull up that. So now we go in here and we'll type in Yesu. And you can also try mistyping Yesu because it's spelled wrong a lot. And people don't understand how to spell the word Yesu. And also they don't even know how to pronounce it, Yasu. So let's go Yeasu. Most likely, yeah, see, this guy spelled it wrong. Yeah, Yeasu. Now, but he did put ham radio, so it was easy to find it when it was under that, but he spelled Yesu wrong twice. And that's common. That's normal. So if you search Kenwood, you'll be really sorry. But you can if you want. I honestly don't buy Kenwood radios. There's nothing wrong with them, but I don't buy them. What you'll get if you search Kenwood is a whole lot of this. Don't get me wrong, there's some cool stuff, but you're not going to see too many ham radios. So, but by doing that, we never saw this before, did we? There's a trunked Kenwood system, supposedly. So these are just different ways that you can, find stuff. And you'll find, that's not normal. You'll find deals on stuff if you search like this every day. Eventually you'll find a deal. I mean, I hear a lot of guys say, man, I don't ever get that lucky. Well, you got to look. If you don't look, you're not going to get lucky. If you don't check, you're not going to get lucky. You can't just, do, whatever. And I don't even go on Facebook Marketplace. I see a lot of guys getting super deals on there because almost everybody uses Facebook. And then you'll get a lot of these, people selling their dad's stuff. Their dad died, blah, whatever. Oh my God, look at these clip speakers. Wow. So these vintage people, it's obviously the same person. I really hate dealing with people like that's all they do is flip stuff. Usually they're not making any money doing what they're doing. They just do it for a hobby, but they're like well off enough they don't need the money, so you can't get a deal from them. And this one in Gilbert has been on here for years and years selling stuff. I couldn't even imagine what the guy's house looks like. It must be terrible. But yeah, there's a lot of hoarders when it comes to vintage stereo gear, trust me. I've got some Klipsch towers like this, actually, and they're weird. They're on a caster thing, and mine are different. Mine have a cover here that can be removed, and the rest cannot be removed. Yeah, mine would look like that if I could remove the covers. These are usually very good speakers. I don't know what this guy wants for them. $900. That's a little bit much. I don't know anything about that particular speaker, but now, see, I have lots of home theater stuff, and I've had lots of different stuff over the years, so I used to look for that on here too. But you have a lot of cash for vintage stuff, working or not. But anyway, so if you search Kenwood, this is kind of what you're gonna find. Mostly vintage stereo stuff. Not a lot of ham stuff. So the only other thing you could really check is sometimes somebody will think they'll get a radio. We'll go CB. They'll think it's a CB radio, and like I got my Alinco DX70. They thought it was a CB. Who in the hell is going to pay $275 for a Cobra 29? And this is the problem, is like just people in the world that run across these radios, they have no idea what they have. They really don't know. But they think it's got to be worth money. And that's just sort of how it is. And if all the idiots are the ones selling the radios and you're the one that wants them, you're not going to be able to buy them. And also, when you type in CB, you'll end up seeing a lot of Honda Nighthawks. So usually, there's nothing in here. Usually there's nothing. There's some amplifiers. Sometimes these are okay for QRP. I've never ever heard of this particular one. Yeah, 2 pictures. 100-watt bilinear for CB. It's probably just one of the various MRF 455 amplifiers. And, I mean, it might be okay for QRP. But usually you're not going to find anything in here. Now, you can find, here's an example. Here's an antenna. But it's a 0. But, you might look for Antron 99 antennas underneath CB. Those are good antennas for 10 meters. They work really well. I don't run anything vertical myself, but I've used them in the past. Aluminum tubing, aircraft, towers. I mean, you just never know what you'll find. Astron power supplies. So it's good. It's good to look up underneath different stuff, and that's kind of how you're going to find some deals. Now the other thing is on OfferUp. I use OfferUp a lot. I find that one will be a little bit more difficult than Craigslist, just because there's a lot of stuff that's on there that's really old and people just don't respond. But it's the same thing. You want to type in ham radio, you want to type in amateur radio, then you type in Yaesu, you want to type in ICOM, and let's just click on this. I'm just curious what this is. I always see these guys at the Ham Fest. Certain ones are like super CB guys, and boy, you I'm telling you, man. I mean, I hate to be mean, but you do not want to buy anything from them, because when they're selling it, it is absolutely completely trashed. So here's this guy that's got a picture of all these old Turner microphones and Palomar amplifiers and a Swan and just different stuff. And I guess in Phoenix, there's a lot of people on the CB radio, and so a lot of them have ham equipment, and they talk on like channel 38. That's Comanche. That's totally 11-meter radio. I am not sure what's up with this thing, the big huge tube looking knob thing. MFJ tunable DSP, Heathkit VVTM. Just tons and tons of shitty, crappy little amplifiers. That Palomar's junk. I don't know what these other things are. There's another Palomar. There's a Texas Star modulator. High gain. That one's probably got tubes in it. A Radio Shack amplifier. 12-volt regulated power supply. Really weird Yaesu. So a lot of these guys, they're just selling absolutely just trashed, hammered, been sitting out in the desert crap, So you gotta beware. Some of these Turners, those aren't Turners. What do you call them? That's a Turner. 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 The U104 Turner. This one here, I can't remember the damn name. The plastic, this will be like a T526 or something. I just can't remember the name. Anyway, it doesn't matter. 40 channel LED display. Oh, Montgomery Ward. That's actually kind of cool. Let's see, does it have tone? You can't really read it very well. I'm curious if it has single sideband. Doesn't look like it does. Anyway, I don't mind certain CB gear, but if it doesn't have single sideband, what is this? A 1000 GTL. I thought it was supposed to be a 2000 GTL. I never heard of a 1000. Maybe I can't remember anymore. Yeah, see, but all this stuff these guys are selling, you don't want none of this. It's all junk. So anyway, that is how I find deals on radios. And then every once in a while too, some of the DX clubs that I'm part of will somebody will post something for sale on there, and it'll be really, really cheap. So other than that, you know, I mean, you stay away from eBay. You're not going to find a deal on eBay. I mean, with the risk involved in selling on eBay and the shipping and the hassle, people aren't selling stuff for cheap. So, you know, you get people that will try and sell it for cheap on OfferUp and Craigslist so that they don't have to deal with trying to sell it on eBay. And sometimes people just want stuff gone, you know, they're just too much stuff, you know. So, anyway, look at these people, they're nuts. The 1996 Ford F-250 4x4, a gas 460 motor. They want $34,000. It's at a dealership. I've got a 97 F-250 4x4, and mine's actually extended cab. And it's probably not as nice as this thing, but mine's pretty damn nice for one that's been sitting in the sun in Arizona. And I don't have the camper cover, which would be really nice. I've got a lumber rack on mine, actually. Mine's lifted on 35s. These trucks here, they don't do so well with these stock tire sizes because if they have the 410 gears like mine has, then you can barely go 65. Odometer 43,000 miles. And if it's a 96, I mean, it looks pretty clean, obviously, but I mean, like, I don't know, why would you pay, damn, look at that. Why would you pay $34,000 though for this? I could see maybe 10 or something like that. I mean, it's an old truck. Yeah, I guarantee you they pressure washed that shit. But definitely cool. What does the ad say? We can ship this. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that is pretty clean. Anyway, those things, they really, really bad gas mileage. Anyway, definitely cool. And the seats are in good shape. This is my truck is the what do you call it? An LT or XLT or whatever. So it's like I had seats like this, and then the seat got bad, and I ended up getting some bucket seats out of another truck that didn't have the arms here. But the seats were so clapped out and busted that I couldn't even see correctly because the seat wouldn't go up high enough anymore. And the part over here broke and everything. But anyway, we're sidetracked. Back to radio stuff. So just get on Craigslist, check Craigslist, check it every day. check QRZ. QRZ can be some really good deals too. QRZ, QTH. If you're looking for obscure radios, QTH. I know my friend found a lot of deals on 10-Tech radios on QTH. And then as far as selling radios, well, you need to sell them on QRZ, which means you got to subscribe now. But QRZ is really good for selling, so it would make sense. It's also really good for buying. So that's all we got there, folks. We'll catch you guys later.